Nobody wants to work anymore. Now you've heard it, your business partners have said it, your peer groups have said it, maybe even you've said it yourself. And I get it, it definitely feels that way. But I'm here to tell you that this is an absolute myth. And it might be the most expensive myth in business right now. You see, people want to work and they're working right now. But if you believe the myth, then you'll never see what's actually happening. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what that is. So first, if you're new to this channel, I wanna say welcome. My name is Jared Black. I'm the founder of New Vine Employment Group. And over the last decade, I've successfully hired over 10,000 plus candidates across hundreds of different businesses. And here on this channel, I share actionable recruitment strategies that help business leaders just like you attract and hire top talent without the guesswork, without the costly mistakes, and without the years of trial and error. And if that sounds like something that could help you or your business, go ahead and hit subscribe and drop a like on this video. So the question is, why does it feel like nobody wants to work anymore? Well, I can tell you this. It's simply not just a change of motivation or work ethic, but rather a collision of forces all coming together that most people just aren't connecting the dots on. And I've gone ahead and I've broken down these forces into 4 key problems. And if you're ready to discover those key problems, let's go ahead and dive right in. Starting with problem number 1, the workforce is literally shrinking. So as of today, over 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every single day. Now that's not a slow leak. That's a stadium full of experienced workers leaving the job market every 24 hours. And the generations behind them, they're just much smaller. So there simply aren't enough people entering the workforce to replace those that are leaving. So you see, just starting with problem number 1, this isn't a motivation problem. It's literally a math problem. The workforce is physically getting smaller. And that's before we even address the other forces at play here. Now, on to problem number 2, which is the digital economy has created a parallel workforce. So currently 70+ million Americans are now freelancing. And just to put that in perspective, that's more than the entire population of the states of California and New York combined. Now, these people didn't quit working. They simply left the traditional employment model and they went independent. They went digital and started consulting. And the standard job posting on Indeed doesn't even exist in their world. And as of the time of this recording, the gig economy is valued at $674 billion globally. So that's no longer a side hustle. That's an entire economy that is pulling talent out of the traditional hiring funnel. So let's move on to problem number 3, which is the skills gap has widened. Currently, 7 out of 10 employers globally say that they can't find workers with the right skills. Not workers in general, workers with the right skills, which means that the job requirements have changed faster than the workforce could keep up. And to top it off, a lot of companies are making it even worse by requiring excess degrees and years of experience for roles that honestly don't need them, which leads them to shrinking their own candidate pool just that much further. And lastly, problem number 4, which is the best talent is already employed, they're cautious, and they're invisible. Now, problem number 4 is kind of like the final boss problem because it's really 3 big problems all rolled up into one. So let's start with the first part of that 3-headed monster, which is passive talent. Now, 75% of the talent market is passive, which is employed, not actively looking. And right now, they're more cautious than ever before because 64% of that group say they'd rather stay put than risk a move. And caution is that second part of the 3-headed monster. But caution doesn't mean closed. It just means the bar is higher, but they can be reached. If the right opportunity is presented the right way, they can be convinced, which brings us to the third part of the problem, visibility, meaning a standard job posting won't reach them at all. So from the outside, it looks like nobody's out there. So just for comparison, let's take a look at this visually. Let's take a look at maybe the Empire State Building, for example, which spans over 1,250 feet. It represents the entire labor market. And when you post a job on a job board, you're only reaching up to 300 feet, which is only 25%, just about 25% of the total addressable market. So can you see how much more of the market is not seeing your opportunity? And here's the kicker. Top candidates, the A players, they're off the market in 10 days or less. So if your hiring process takes 60+ days, then the best people are already gone before you even get a chance to have a conversation. So guys, the talent is out there, but the workforce shrank. It went digital, it got pickier and became invisible to traditional hiring all at the same time. And unfortunately, most companies are still running a 2015 playbook in today's market. But now that you know that, the frustration, it starts to make sense. But more importantly, there's something you can actually do about it. Now, you know me. I didn't bring you all this way just to tell you these issues and just leave you with it. Every one of these forces has a counter move. And the companies that are winning the talent war right now, they're figuring these solutions out. And that's why I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna walk you through each one of them. So let's start with solution number one, which is if the workforce is shrinking, widen who qualifies. So if the pool of available workers is physically getting smaller, the worst thing that you can do is make your filter even tighter. But unfortunately, that's exactly what most companies do. So I want you to drop the unnecessary degree requirements or any other unnecessary requirements, meaning if the role doesn't genuinely require a degree, stop listing one. You're just eliminating more qualified candidates before they even get the chance to apply. I also want you to stop requiring 10 years of experience when 3 years of the right experience will do just fine. Just remember, experience doesn't equal competence. And I actually covered this in the identifying A players video, which I'll go ahead and link below. But take a look at adjacent industries. Someone who thrived in logistics might be exactly what your operations team needs, or someone who crushed it in hospitality might be your next great sales leader. Remember, the title doesn't transfer, but the skills do. And the companies that are filling roles right now aren't the ones with the longest requirement list. They're the ones who figured out what they actually need versus what everyone else is asking for. Now on to solution number two, which is the digital economy has pulled out talent. So you want to meet them where they are. Guys, 70+ million people didn't leave the workforce. They just left the traditional employment model. So the question isn't how to drag them back, it's how to build something that they actually want to come back for. Offer flexibility, not as a perk, but as a standard. Remote options, hybrid structures, project-based engagements, contract to hire pathways, things like that. Try asking yourself, does this role actually need to be a full-time position? Or could you hire better talent faster by engaging higher performing independents or somebody on a contract basis and then converting them once there's a mutual fit? You see, the gig economy didn't steal your talent. The gig economy offered them something compelling, which is autonomy, flexibility, and control over their own career. If you want to compete for that talent, you need to offer them something equally compelling. And just know the companies winning right now are the ones that stop insisting that everyone fits in the same employment box and they started designing roles around how the best people actually want to work. Now let's move on to solution number three, which is if the skills gap widens, I want you to hire for potential, not just for skills. So guys, think about it like this, for example. If the skills gaps are changing faster than people can learn them, then hiring for today's skills is a losing strategy because by the time you find the perfect match, the requirements have already shifted. So instead, I want you to prioritize learning agility, which is the ability to absorb feedback, adapt, and grow into what the role will become, not just what it is today. And you can also build onboarding and training into your hiring model because the best companies aren't hiring people who can just do the job on day one. They're hiring people who can master the job by day 90 and then refine it by year one. And lastly, I want you to use a structured assessment, something to evaluate potential, not just the current skill set. Think about things like personality, drive, problem-solving ability, cultural alignment. These predict long-term performance far better than any checklist of technical qualifications. And I actually did a full video on this exact topic recently. It's called How to Identify an A Player, where I break down the 5 traits that actually separate the A players from everyone else. And the 5th trait, which is growth potential, is the one that most companies skip entirely. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it right here. Just be sure to go watch it right after this video. Now, if you start there, you're already way ahead of the curve because the skills gap doesn't close by finding unicorn candidates who just check every single box. It closes by hiring smart people who grow fast and then giving them an environment to do so. And finally, solution number 4, which is the best talent is invisible. So you want to build a system that reaches them. Now, to me, this is the big one because you can widen your filters, you can adapt your model, and you can hire for potential. But if 75% of the talent market can't see your opportunity, none of it matters. So first off, you want to stop relying on job boards as your primary strategy. They only reach the bottom 25% of all available talent. That's the floor. You need more than that. Next, you need to be building systems. I'm talking about AI-driven sourcing, targeted outreach, and building a consistent pipeline. These should actively identify and engage passive candidates who aren't looking but would move for the right opportunities. Now, if you saw my last video, I noted a recent poll, which is 83% of talent professionals say engaging passive candidates is the #1 recruiting skill going forward. So this is no longer a nice to have. This is now the core competency, engaging passive talent. And what's more wild to me is 42% of employed Americans say that they haven't been contacted by a recruiter within the last year. That means nearly half of the workforce is sitting there, reachable, and no one's reached out. And the part that matters the most of this entire solution is the fact that passive candidates, which are those who are not actively looking, but are cautious and aren't taking blind leaps, they do not respond to generic spam. They simply respond to a conversation, a real, genuine conversation, which means they only respond to someone who can articulate why this opportunity is worth their attention, how it aligns with where they want to go, and why this company is different from the one that they're currently at. So that's not blind automation. That's not a sloppy mass email. That's a human being who understands both the company as well as the candidate well enough to connect the two. But that's why elite recruitment matters more now than ever before. So there you have it, guys. The talent is out there. It always was, but it won't come to you. You have to go get it. And with the right tools, the right methodology, and the right people leading the process, you can win. So the next time someone around you says, nobody wants to work anymore, you'll know the real story. The workforce shrank, the digital economy pulled talent in a different direction, the skills shifted faster than the market could keep up, and the best people are employed, cautious, and invisible to standard job postings. But just keep in mind that every one of those problems has a solution. And when you apply them, you're no longer operating from a place of hope. You're now deploying an actual strategy. And that's exactly what we built our company to do. We leverage AI-powered sourcing that reaches passive talent that you would never find on a job board. And we combine that with our team of expert recruiters who evaluate against a proven methodology, not just gut instinct or gut feelings. And we do that at timelines that move at the speed that a market like this demands. Essentially, what we do is we find people that you can't see. We engage people who aren't really looking, and we evaluate against a proven framework. And we deliver A players fast, vetted, and ready to perform. Now, if you want to see what that looks like for your company, just go ahead and book a discovery call with my team. The link for that is in the description box below. But before you go, here's what I want you to do. Go look at your last 3 job postings, for example. I want you to read them the way that a candidate would. Someone who's already employed, already performing, and probably already very happy. And I want you to ask yourself this: would this make me leave? If the answer is no, now you know why it feels like nobody wants to work. It's not them, it's just the approach. And comment below, what's the hardest role that you're trying to fill right now? I want to hear about it. And if this video opened your eyes or brought you value, be sure to share it with another business leader who you think needs to see it. And before you go, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss what comes next. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.